And the time has come, my children, to kill Lavos once again. And we did it! Oh man, that was hard. Whew. Oh man. Close fight, guys. Close fight. We pushed through. It was pretty rough, but we managed. So, I'd just like to say thank you to all of you there at the Academy for nominating me for this year's most kills of Lavos. It has been truly an honor to kill Lavos 13 times now. So this looks a lot like the other ending. It's going to be a little bit different in one way. I'll showcase that in a bit. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. A wild stream appears. That's the other thing I should start doing. I've got the hello, hello, hello. And then I'll have the a wild stream appears. I need to figure out how to say that. I need like a tone. Because I feel like I'm overselling it, you know. A wild stream appears. A wild stream appears. I don't know. We have not sure you, but I really, 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 really doubt it, I think is what I'm going to say to that. Oh, apparently, okay, thank you, Django. That makes me feel better. I already didn't believe it, but yeah. See, the thing is, corporate mergers and buyouts and whatnot are a little more complicated than most people tend to think. If you don't understand what I mean by that, let me put it to you this way. Let's say I'm a corporation. Bear with me. And you're a corporation, and I want to buy you. There are ways, it's not 100% guaranteed, but there are methods by which I could go to you and say, hey, I want to buy you. And you say no, and I can make it happen anyways. I can still buy you out, even if you refuse to sell. Now, it is also entirely possible that... You know what, I don't even feel like going into this, actually. I'm sorry. Corporate economics, I'm just going to say this as bluntly as possible. Speaking as someone who briefly went to college for this, corporate economics are stupid. Just plain stupid. It's a lot of mess to try and justify things that don't actually exist. I'm not even talking about money. That's not the problem. I understand economic theory pretty damn well. Economics themselves actually make plenty of sense to me. Okay, so you notice how no one else is here in this one. Magus isn't here, Frog isn't here, Robo isn't here. You with me? So, this is a slight variance. This is what we talk about. I thought Lavos opened the gates, but I might have been wrong. I think an even greater force did it. Shala! We should probably dismantle the samurai, shouldn't we? I agree. Samurai, get over here. We should disassemble. So this is funny. Then they all come flying out of this portal. After Gasper. And so Isla's like, give us the time egg! And Gasper's like, how many times must I tell you to calm down? You won't be able to bring him back if you're in such a rush. Okay, understand. Now hurry! Give! And Gasper runs into the time portal. And everyone's like, oh god, no! He's escaping! Get him! Hi, Baronessa. Wait, what's going on? The time egg of his can revive him. Revive who? You freaking think. Oh, I'm sorry, Django. Go after them, but the gates... Oh, wait a minute. We have the samurai! So as you can see, this one is a lot less bittersweet and melancholy than the other ending is. When we have the epoch. Bye, King. and then we have this ending, which, you know, is going to play now. Damn it, I actually forgot it's going to play pretty much the whole ending this way. This is pretty much the other default ending, right here. The one where you have the epoch still, but you don't save Chrono, as opposed to the other one we showed off first, which is when you save Chrono and have the epoch. There's also when you save Chrono and don't have the epoch, although that's only slightly different. I mean, really, just barely different, which is why I didn't showcase it. So, stretch. I once heard a gentleman, who shall go nameless for the moment, describe the horrors of upper management of a corporation, and it really stuck with me because it's actually totally freaking true. Now, I know we like to make fun of corporate heads and executives all the time, and let's be honest, there's good reason for that. I myself once, when I was back at Net Standard, had an upper-level manager who will go remain nameless because I don't want to be screwed up or anything like that, but there was a high-level manager, and we had a process called health models. Now, a health model was a document we drafted based on a specific customer's need. This is what we like to call a good idea, bad execution situation, right? In other words, in several cases, it was absolutely useful, in fact, critical. You can't respond to every customer's needs identically, right? Make sense? So we had these health models to showcase how exactly we respond to different customers' needs based on different circumstances. You with me so far? This is a great ending. This upper manager said, well, why don't we have health models for companies that aren't our customers? And what ensued was several minutes of him trying to argue that there was a benefit to writing up health models for companies that were not our customers. By the way, the other flaw with the health models is about 90% of them were default. In other words, 10% of them were tailored to the customer. The other 90%, there was one health model that was shared amongst all of them, which didn't work in about, I'd say 50% of those cases. So anyways, let's get back to that corporate head thing, though. I just wanted to mention that to showcase how stupid upper managers can be. So he described, imagine you're a high-level executive. You have to make decisions that will literally sway the entire company. What information do you have to make those decisions? Well, now this is more true in the 90s than it is nowadays, but at the time, your information came from the people below you. You sent them off to get research, data, and whatnot, and they reported to you, and you used that in order to make corporate decisions, right? I mean, all that makes sense, right? However, those people are generally more interested in their jobs and either their promotions or their raises, and therefore are putting a higher priority on slanting information in just such a way, especially because, and this is very true in the 90s, there was sort of an inherent fear of upper management. So, for example, the bearer of bad news, being the kind of person who would be skipped over for the yearly raise kind of a situation, was actually kind of common in several companies. I can name another company that had that exact problem, which I won't because, screw them. And once again, we come after Chrono here. So that lived, you can kind of see how this is messed up. So those mid-level executives who were reporting to the high-level executives, they're either slanting information or deliberately giving no useful information. They're just putting up crap. And the executive now has to make decisions based on crap. You can kind of see how this leads to a bad situation. Now, the really screwed up part is that in some really bad corporations, and again, speaking from experience, I could name two right off the top of my head that I have worked at that had this problem. That problem goes all the way up the ramp, even from the more senior actual workers at the bottom to the people who, oh, hey, Gamer Techno, what's up, man? And hi, Caffeine. Don't worry, we got more game to go. So even at the senior, like, actual engineers and graphics artists and all those people, they would misinform or otherwise try to manipulate the situation to their bosses, who would push who would have that exact same agenda up to their middle managers, who would have the exact same agenda to the lower executives, who would do the same thing up to the upper executives. So literally, no matter how you look at that, the whole thing was just a cluster of doom. It's one of the reasons I pity several good CEOs out there, because a CEO's job, as I described when we were talking about Iwata recently, is basically to herd a bunch of lying cats together constantly, to juggle the developers, the corporate, the shareholders, and the public pretty much all at the same time. It's not an enviable job. That's what I'm trying to say here. Whoops. There we go. So as you can see, we do not actually get a unique ending for that one. Hey, Plate Smasher. You ready for the finale of Chrono Trigger? I sure as hell am. I'm looking forward to this. Hell to the yeah. It is time, at long last, to kill everyone. Okay, so first we will bring Luca. Hang on, let me look something up really quick. I want to make sure I bring the right one to the right dimension. Damn right, Shiryu. This, what you're about to see, hey Schmidolf, excuse me, is the new stuff. The new stuff straight from the DS version. That isn't the Lost Sanctum. Don't worry, I think it's better than the Lost Sanctum. Okay, so we'll do... Yeah, we'll do that first. So there's another layer of appropriateness to this. You'll notice I deliberately brought Luca to 2300 AD. Just keep that in the back of your mind somewhere. Where the heck is it? I actually don't remember. Hey, Injato. There you are. Okay. Actually, I do, as much as I love Order 1, I think we're going to go ahead and replace him. Whoops, damn it, come on. With Robo for this section. Yeah. And make sure everyone's equipped, which they are. Fan-freaking-tastic. Damn it, I just realized I have to go. Okay, we can't actually do the vortex yet. Hang on. I just realized I haven't done one other thing. Whoops! Sorry, order, sorry. Hey, Chaos Rider, you're about ready to lead the team to victory. Just not quite yet. I think Robo defeats Gato. What do you guys think? One. Damn it, I keep doing that. As you can see, you can go into the menu before the, in between the cutscene and the actual fight starting. Which is funny, because you can do it on the way out, too, I think. Yep, see. Hey Deutsch. Dun 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 dun. Wow, Bregman. Damn it, Chaos Rider. Not cool. Not cool, man. We need to end all legality. Who's with me? Just nuke it all with actual nukes. Got a Fallout situation going on. Who's with me? No? Okay, never mind. Make sure I'm good to go. Yep. Whoops. I'm still doing things wrong, because I'm terrible. Well, okay then. Let's go ahead and do... Oh, I know why, because I don't have the Chrono Trigger yet. Guys, I don't have Chrono Trigger yet. I like that plan, Silent Mart. That sounds like a great idea. I think the world would be better with nukes nuking nukes. It may as well be nukes. I'm here, what? What can I say, Samurai? I usually think of this game as Magus Trigger for some reason. Well, Deutsch, we've kind of seen that happen in the TV series Heroes. It wasn't actually all that great, if I'm being honest. Okay, theoretically, I should be able to go get it now. The irony is, if we did nuke the entire world and created a Fallout setting, yeah, it does actually sound like a situation where they would be still hungry. What, really, Gamer Techno? That doesn't sound right. It comes out on November 10th. And this is September. Left arm, right arm, laugh, surprise. Whoops, immediately screw up. I did that on purpose, actually, because I wanted to show off, if you fail, 60,000 gold is the worst price possible for this. It goes from 60,000 gold, which, I mean, I have, to nothing, if you get it completely right. Wait, did we take it? There we go. Almost didn't take the doll. Well, see, the funny thing is, I meant to screw up, but I just didn't mean to screw up on the very first one. That works out better, though, because I can showcase what I wanted to showcase. Yes, Deacon. I can. Django, I'm pretty sure you'll feel awesome because you'll be watching me stream Legacy of the Void, right? Yeah, Shadow, I have a bunch of life-size dolls all over the place. Damn it, caffeine. Critical mass, man. Shadow, we are going to do something awesome with that doll. And that's it. By the way, I don't want to get too much into theory crafting, especially before the StarCraft lore run, but does anyone else think there's kind of a hidden subtlety behind the title Legacy of the Void? Wings of Liberty was actually a fairly obvious title. Heart of the Swarm had two equally horrifying yet awesome meanings to it. But Legacy of the Void, that has a couple of hidden meanings there, and I don't want to talk about them too much right now, but yeah. We'll see. Obviously the game isn't out yet. So anybody out there ever have a quote from a game or a movie, it's games in my case, that just kind of clicks in your head because the pattern of it or the rhythm of it just kind of fits? Like, I actually plan to make a song out of one of these some year, whenever I actually figure out a good bass line for it. Yay, Joven! That's good to know people are still using the Minecraft server, because I'm still paying for it. Oh, no, Dirty Fish Cake, absolutely not. But yeah, so, what was I saying? Ah, right, so for example, there's a line in Earthbound, which, honestly, I keep meaning to actually make, like I said, into a song, because of the way it just patterns. It is, ping, clinkety clinkety, rattle, rattle, whir. Props if anybody has any idea what I'm talking about. Yes, Plate Smasher. We will be doing StarCraft 1, StarCraft Brood War, Wings of Liberty, Heart of the Swarm, the prologue, or the prelude, again. And then we will zip straight up into Legacy of the Void when it comes out. Yeah, originally we were going to do the StarCraft lore run months ago, and the chat was like, nope, let's wait till Legacy. At the time, I wasn't even sure Legacy was going to come out this year. The fact that it is perfect. It's also part of why I really need to stock up on the backlog, so to speak, because I'm basically going to have 3 major lore runs in a row. Can you imagine that? I mean, seriously, 3. Nope. Ah, damn it, I screwed up. Ah, it's taking so long to resurrect Javan. I wish he'd just stay dead. Gosh darn it, Javan. Why are you in the way? Why won't you die? Kingdom Hearts, StarCraft, and World of Warcraft. Yes, the whole game. Yeah, I've already done quite a bit of the planning necessary for the WoW lore run. It's a lot. There's a lot to be done. I still have to math out some of the things I'm going to be doing for that one. The other 2 are like, eh. I need to do a little bit of research for a couple of things. Yes, Scottish. I have. Good night, Django. Have a good one. Well, Shadow, all I can say is, lore overwhelming. that's why I keep uploading that stuff, plates. Uh-oh. Got it. Need to kill Samurai when I get home. I'm gonna smash him into Lavas' shell. I think that'll do it. There is no lore level! Damn. I totally would, Deacon. Oh, excuse me. I'm raising my eyebrow at you, Braglin. Hey, Kirza. Welcome to the party and the chat. You know, funnily enough, I still have not done the Delta stuff, Baronessa. Would you believe that? Just have not had the time to do something just for fun like that. Whoops. Hey, you got it, Kirza. Did you see that? Look, we'll give you a shell later, Chaos, okay? I'm pretty sure there's going to be a shell left over in just a minute, okay? By the way, you kind of see, now that I'm just going through this without leveling, you see what I mean by this dungeon being deceptively large. It's actually quite small, with very few encounters. Oh my god, Chaos Rider, really? I'm not letting you have the shell now, just for that. Okay, in terms of relativity, I'll agree with you, Javin. But in terms of reality, screw that place. Okay, hang on, hang on. Last time we brought Marl. This time... we're gonna bring the three people who care about him the least. Magus, Robo, Isla. So Robo's like, this is it. For some reason, Isla has the pendant. We'll see, Ryan VG. Those are my thoughts. No cry. Bragwin missed Javin too. Sad Javin no come back. Javin, okay, I gotta be honest, if I was on a peak and said, you know, best friend, please answer us, and a freaking solar eclipse started happening the second I finished talking, I'd probably be completely terrified. Javin, please answer us! And then the sun darkened. Oh god. Okay, we ensured that Javin never died. I forgot that I actually had to bring Javin back for the thing I'm about to do. So yeah, if you bring Marl, there's that tearful reuniting scene. If there's Luca, it's a slightly less tearful scene, but it's still touching. If you bring no one, they're like, hey, welcome back. And that's it. Really robs the punch of the scene if you don't bring Marl or Luca. I mean, really. Okay, now let's bring our dream team of death here. Yes, that is actually what I want to bring for this. You know, I should not bring Chrono, or excuse me, Jobin, the next and last time we kill Lavos. What do you guys think? Hang on, first I gotta board Samurai. Okay. Where we left off. This is the first, well, you can do these in any order. I tend to do them in reverse order. This is the first dimensional vortex in the future. Note they bothered to fiddle with the palette to actually make this place have a unique tile set, unlike the Lost Sanctum, which was just copy-paste of previously existing tile sets. There's the way out. Also note that when we get here, you actually can't tell where you are at in time. I've actually talked about that earlier, Kiriza. I basically think that Gasper had already been working on it, and was able to literally solidify time into it. Literal, physical time, well, within the end of time in order to complete it. Look familiar? The dimensional vortex is, interesting. Hang on. Whoops. Oh well. This should look familiar. It's on its way to Mount Woe. Look, it's even the same enemies. How odd. Now, oh, I will, Javin. Why do you think I resurrected him? Chaos, what did you do? We're in 12,000 BC, going up to the Mount Woe. Except, something's wrong. Something's wrong. I'm not sure where we are now. I don't know where this is. It's a place. There are rats stealing my MP. Something's wrong! Now, let's be 100% clear. The dimensional vortexes simultaneously mix well with Chrono Cross and without Chrono Cross. I obviously will be talking about it primarily in the without context, but I just wanted to mention it because this place pretty much clearly and easily fits the multiple dimensions theory of Chrono Cross. Damn right you can, Bragman. Do it to it. Everyone in chat, I want you to encourage Bragman right now. Because she can do this. Door's shut. Note this is not any dungeon in the entire game. It's also kind of a messed up situation. But we'll talk more about that in a bit. Also, there are things here that probably shouldn't be here. Remember those from the Lost Sanctum, Javin? Damn right it does, little Billy. Actually, anyone want to hear something incredibly geeky from when I was much younger? Chaos Rider, why are there aliens here? By the way, hi, little Billy. Yeah, the alien things were in the Lost Sanctum as well. When I was younger, I used to fantasize about all sorts of stupid, silly little things, like, and I'm sure most of you can equate. Like, for example, what would it be like to have mutant powers? What kind of mutant power would you have? In what way would you manifest it? What would it be like to be a white mage from Final Fantasy IV? What would it be like to be a black mage from Final Fantasy IV? How would Nuke, which was what I would do it at the time, it's actually Flare, look like if I was casting it in real life? And so forth and so on. One of the things that was one of my most popular theories is, what if I could take one element from a game and make it equate, like I could make it happen in reality, basically, in a weird way. One of the most common ones I came up with, and I know I've talked about this before, is Earthbound. What if I could take the fact that you defeat enemies in Earthbound and make money off of it, and then I could translate to real life? So, for example, if I was defeating enemies in Earthbound, here in real life, actually defeating them on my cartridge, I could go check my ATM balance, and it would have a bunch of new deposits for all the money that, the dad character in Earthbound is depositing for all those enemies I defeated. Thus, I could go and just grind up a bunch of enemies for a while in order to get enough money to take care of my mom and be able to afford a few things and that kind of thing. Blah, 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 right? I was reminded of this because someone was saying about how all you have to do to make money is to hit for Quad 9. Imagine if every time you hit for Quad 9 you get like 10 bucks in real life or something like that. Is that, no. Oh, absolutely. I'd play FF8 all over to the place if I could get the paycheck. I wouldn't even just leave it sitting there and get the money because it's by time, not by action. Ooh, excuse me. By the way, if you didn't catch that, we just got some more unique gear. They actually added quite a bit of unique gear that's basically the actual best game gear in the game, in the Dimensional Vortex. You have to do the Dimensional Vortexes, there are 3, I think 6 times, to be able to get enough of the super uber awesome gear in order to gear up everyone with super uber awesome gear. That's an estimate off the top of my head, I forget exactly, but it takes several attempts. I would absolutely go out and monster hunt as a job. Speaking of which, another parallel, there's a game called Lufia 2, in which there was a gentleman who actually had a job of going out and defeating monsters and would get paid for it. And that I've said this before, I've said it again, the idea of that kind of a guardian has always appealed to me for some reason, to the point where it's actually a regular post over in Primus. I actually added it to the setting just because of that. So yeah, I would absolutely go out and monster hunt for money if I was capable. If I had the capacity and the equipment. Hell, even if I just had the capacity and could earn up the equipment. If you started me at level 1 with a wooden sword, to extend the parallel, and I could go and level up, you know what I mean? I would totally do that. Absolutely. See you around, Plate Smasher. You have a good one, man. Well, not Monster Hunter, because I don't actually like the Monster Hunter series that well. It's got a couple of flaws to it. But, I don't know. I just think there's some cool ideas with that kind of stuff that obviously could never happen in real life. Okay. We did it, guys. I wonder what these two thrones are. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and share my theory now, because I'm pretty sure we're about to time hop again. So, let's go ahead and discuss this if Chrono Cross exists. You ready for this? If Chrono Cross is considered canon for the dimensional vortexes, then what we are seeing is various aspects of collapsed or otherwise discontinued time streams that have been disallowed from happening based on how the games turned out. That's it. The end. There's really nothing else to share about that. Sorry, but that's part of the problem. There's no lore there. It's just, yep, that's what it is. If Chrono Cross is not considered, remember that there's only the one timeline theory over in Chrono Trigger, or at least the one malleable timeline theory in Chrono Trigger. So I think what we're going through here is actually echoes, literal physical manifestations of what might have been and never will be. I know that sounds only vaguely different, but it kind of puts a different twist on everything, especially since you can speculate on what all of these things are. Para exemple, this area, listen to the music that's playing, see the types of enemies that are here, enemies that absorb magic, enemies that are magical in nature, enemies that are present in the Black Omen, and with the music of Kingdom Azil, and terminating in a throne room which has two thrones, I think we're seeing a glimpse of what the Kingdom Azil looked like before Queen Zeal started using the Mammon Machine excessively and started going into the excessive decadence. Yep, I was right. Time jump. I think I explained my theory wrong. It's not actually echoes, I'm sorry. We're basically going through... I really did explain it wrong. I don't want to mean like we're going through what might have beens. It's more accurate to say we're going through what wases, what were's. I'm not really sure how exactly to put that. And at the end, we'll be facing something that never got a chance to be, that thanks to the massive amount of energy and power that flows through the party characters, thanks to the second chapter of the game, second season of the game, has actually been able to physically manifest itself. I know I'm explaining myself badly, and I'm sorry. Also, that sounds cool, Deacon. You realize, I want to make this clear, that would be a full-time job. You would never succeed. In other words, you would just be keeping the population in check. But I'm not trying to discourage you, I'm just trying to explain. What do Massa and Noon claim makes them unstoppable? Their brains and their beauty. Their brains and their bravery. Their strength and balance. Their strength and style. Which other tech has the same effect as Frog Squash? That would be Dino Tail. Yes, I did, Borg. Lunch was not futile. What do you mean, Little Billy, if you don't mind? Like you're talking about Earthbound stuff, specifically? It would be a branch of the military if you're actually in it, but it would still be awesome. And yeah, you wouldn't fight other people. You'd be fighting beasts, monsters. You would have a full-time job. You would be well taken care of. Lots of benefits. Well, good pay. It would be a hard job. Let's make this clear. It would be a hard-working job. People in the Osteth Republic are expected to basically pull their own weight, but they also take care of their own very strongly. Yes, I absolutely think that's a poor retcon, which is another reason I think Chrono Cross can just go flying out the window. What was the final invention of Balthazar, Guru of Reason? Now this is funny, because this is basically set up in the way that the only actual answer is this one. He didn't invent the Chrono Trigger, nor did he make the gates. He might have made the new, But if he made the new, he probably made them first. We're not really sure about that. So, you know. Anyways, if I manifested PSI powers, I'd probably keep very, very quiet about that for fear of being taken by people who are significantly more capable than I am, and dissected for parts. Because this is real life, not the X-Men. Even in X-Men, it's screwed up. So yeah, it's the samurai. Balthazar's last invention was samurai. What icon is displayed to indicate the confused status? Star. Through the time waves. Hey, look. We're back here. Psychosomatic. I actually don't remember what PSI stands for. It stands for something. Psychic powers, to put it in layman's terms. Well, if you think about it, that makes samurai the greatest and most amazing invention of Balthazar. And I gotta agree with that. I mean, samurai is pretty awesome. I mean, he could have made samurai first and just said, use some duct tape and a hammer. But no, he made the news and the time crash and kid, technically. 50 other things. Oh, wait. I'm sorry. I keep forgetting Chrono Cross doesn't exist. That's true. Samurai, are you the economy model? So by now you're probably noticing a bit of a trend here. There's areas of the dimensional vortex that are literal duplicates of other parts of the game, which of course have their own purpose for them being here. And then there's elements of the dimensional vortex that are completely brand new and were invented just for the vortex. One of the things I like about this section is it is fully interpretive. What the hell's going on here is up to you. They never actually explain what's up with the dimensional vortex. So what do you guys think, for those of you who've played through this? What do you think the dimensional vortexes are? Not really, Fat Squeak. Oh, wait, there is one. Radical Dreamers. Good game. I will also point out most of the replicated areas are relatively low on fights. I say relatively because obviously this one area is kind of an exception for that. There weren't actually that many fights in the unique area either. It's just I went out of my way to fight all of them. You can skip all but I think 2 of them if you go through there normally. But again, I'm trying to get all the gear too to showcase that stuff. I really hope not, little Billy. Now, I like the vortexes, but there is no denying there is a degree of padding to this place. But there's also some good content, like whatever the hell this is. This actually isn't the example I thought of. I'm sorry, hang on. Ah, yes. Then there's this area. If... No, this isn't the one I'm thinking of. Never mind. Or maybe it is. So this is a pseudo-maze. The director of research ought to have the security lock code written down somewhere in this room. He's a strange one, though, always writing in codes and what have you. Knowing him, he'll have written it down backwards. Galaxy 1 or 2, Borg? Because that changes my answer. So again, a place that was or never was. Really, that's kind of up for you to decide, but I personally think this is actually one of the places in the pre-1999 era. In other words, before Lavos came down. Or at least a reflection of it. Ugh. There it is. Shoot! No, I wasn't ready to go there yet. Although I guess I have to. In that case, I would go with Sunshine. Mario Sunshine's an awesome game, which I adore. Yes and no, Chaos. I mean, Lavos was trying to hold back. I mean, he died 13 times prior to 1999. And he was really, you know, he's not 64 million years old anymore. He's got to kind of take it easy, you know what I mean? I feel for the guy. Okay, I think... Hey, Silver Dragoon. Damn it, they're respawning. I'm gonna save state just in case, because I've only done the Dimensional Vortex like 3 times. Oh my god, it's the Lost Sanctum. I'm not kidding, look at it. It's literally the Lost Sanctum. Javan. Javan, are you there? I'm scared, man. I'm so scared. Oh god, the Sanctum has found me even in the other optional dungeon. Oh, there's the Apocalypse Arm, which is the main thing I was looking for. I'm not that good at Mario Sunshine. I mean, I love the crap out of the game, but I freely admit that that game took me the better part of a year to 100%. Because some of those shines just, whew, they did not want me to get them. Now here's the funny part. The only purpose in this place existing is so you can get this item. But this is actually here for story purposes, and there's no enemies, which is why I give it a pass. Now you'd be like, well, what possible story purpose is ahead? This is just trying to stew the pot, as I like to call it, from a writing perspective. You already know that you're hopping through time between areas that you recognize and areas that you don't. Yeah, exactly, Bork. You know what I'm talking about, don't you? So there's a lot of areas you recognize, a lot of areas you don't. And somehow, some way, in the Dimensional Vortex, attached to the robotic place of weird, is the Lost Sanctum. Explain that one, if you can. See, the catch here is this is either literally what happens in the Lost Sanctum in the future, which means we're dimensionally connecting with another dimension. Or what's actually happening here is the dimensions are so warped here that we're incapable of actually basically getting anything coherent out of it, for lack of a better way to put it. Or, another possibility here, damn it. Exactly, Samurai, you understand the truth. Or, again, if my theory is true about everything here being figments, phantasms, illusions, that kind of a thing, what we are seeing is imprints of, again, things in the past, things not to come, etc., etc., etc. All those wonderful things. Damn it, really? I screwed that up. I gotta start all over again. By the way, I don't remember if I said this already, but hi, Silver Dragoon. Hi. So, reasons why... Let's go, we're actually in review mode again. I've kind of been just chatting for most of the endings. Let's switch back to review mode for a moment, shall we? Is this better than the Lost Sanctum? Legitimate question here. Is this superior or inferior to the Lost Sanctum? Now, it does share some of the same flaws in its design. Lots of large areas, a decent amount of which is padding. It also is a very unusual perspective on storytelling, whereas the Lost Sanctum had tons of dialogue and very little actual advancement of the plot, or characters or anything. This place has, like, the exact opposite of that. There is virtually no dialogue in the three-dimensional vortexes. There is some, but for the most part, here we go, maybe? Should be able to. Whatever. For the most part, it's all visual storytelling. In other words, you have to interpret and decide what you're looking at, and perhaps most importantly, why you're looking at it, why this exists, why this is in place. Damn it, I screwed that up again. As opposed to it just being told, you know, hey, there's this and that, blah, blah, blah. I also find the Vortex to be slightly more clever from a storytelling perspective than the Lost Sanctum. Yes, I am, Silver Dragoon. I have been reading through that. There we go. For example, I don't know if you're noticing, but there's some unique tile set stuff there. They actually bothered to make up some unique tile sets for certain aspects of this area. And this? What the hell is this? Seriously. It's like a ruined section of what used to be a computer lab. What are we looking at here? All I can do is speculate. All I can do is try and make you, try and keep your mind going and try to get across ideas, because we don't know what the hell this is. And that's kind of the point. And that, I think, is why I feel the dimensional vortexes succeed where the Lost Sanctum failed as far as new content to the DS version. I mean, look at this place. It's a mess. Whoop, whoop, whoop. There's also this pseudo-stealth section. Ah, crud. Screwed that up. Javin, I really hope you're seeing at least some of this, because I genuinely enjoy the dimensional vortexes. Again, for the reasons I already gave. In fact, we're going to go ahead and give a plus to story for the visual storytelling of this section, and a plus to graphics for the fact that they bothered to make up new tileset stuff and new graphics just for the DS version. Now, granted, a lot of this is based on existing tilesets, as you can tell there. And just a second. Okay, so I can't... Oh, I can't actually go that way. Shoot, okay. Now, the other thing is, if you remember, back in the Lost Sanctum, they tried their hand at making slightly different gameplay style, but it didn't really work all that well because the gameplay style was kind of crap. They're doing kind of the same thing here. Watch the robots and you'll see the point. This is literally Metal Gear Solid. See that? They're looking north, they're looking south, they're looking north, etc., etc., etc. You with me? This is the hard one right here. There we go. Oh, tell me about it, Javan. It's supposed to be amazing. And again, the great thing about the way they did this tile set, though, and I feel like this is why this gets a genuine plus to the graphics, is because it looks similar enough to what they've already had in the game, so you could see the similarities and get like the idea of what it's supposed to be. However, you're also it's different. It's different enough that you don't actually know what you're looking at. There we go. In fact, if you remember, this is the exact same thing I said was so awesome about the Black Omen. Because they had that Zeal-looking thing going on, right? And yet, it was different. It clearly was definitively identifiable as Zeal-based. Oh, bullcrap! Bullcrap. But was different enough that you could tell it wasn't just copy-pasted from the same thing. Oh, that would have been awesome, Javan. I feel there's another game out there that would benefit from that exact same thing, Javan. Final Fantasy V, when you're going through the end dungeon, when you're going through the void. And, yeah, that would be cool. But, whatever. Come on. The enemies here, by the way, are basically the hardest enemies in the game as far as standard trash. This is clearly designed to be an end game, or excuse me, a post-game dungeon. For those of you who don't understand the concept of post-game, several games have a setup where the game finishes, you watch the ending, and then you can keep going. Some games do this instead of having a New Game Plus, for instance. I'm looking at you, Dragon Quest IX. But there are other games that do that too. Ah, okay, this is really cool. Anyways, and so this is effectively a weird hybrid of New Game Plus and Post Game. It's great. Hey, Reach. Hello, Marley. I'm sorry. Administrator registration at East Wing required to disengage lockdown. So this is interesting. We're locked in. I don't even know where or actually when we are, and we're trapped. Isn't that horrible? That's it, guys. Or is it? This is so cool, the way they do this. Check it out. Now we're playing the other party, the ones we left behind, having to save the first party. No warning about that, by the way. There is literally no warning that that's going to happen. Call me weird, but I've always enjoyed it when an RPG pulls off the part of the party saves the other part of the party mechanic properly. Dragon Maid Origins comes to mind immediately on that one, by the way. Now we've got to go through a different type of maze. Note how they have two different types of mazes for this section of the game. And again, they're actually mazes. If you'll remember, I pointed out there were only two mazes in the entire game, not counting this stuff. The Blackbird, and... I actually can't remember the other one. I wrote it down. I mentioned it when we got there. Anyways. Again, trying to come up with some new game stuff, new territory, for lack of a better term, for the party, that is to say the player, to enjoy. Unfortunately, these guys are weak to lightning for some reason. I think it's kind of a flaw, because they're made of robot. See you around, Kiriza. Yeah, meanwhile, Javan's like, where the hell am I supposed to go? I honestly do not remember my way through here, so we're just going to bungle a bit. Welcome back, Drago. We missed you. You like what I've done with the place? I think I just went the right way on accident. Commencing extermination. Level 1 alert engaged. Level 2 alert engaged. By the way, it is in all caps, if you missed that. Oops, oops. Oh, by the way, to make it clear, that maze we just went through is not random, it is static. I just happened to get lucky and go the right way. Exterminate. Exterminate. Because it is the trial, Little Billy. Kinda. This is actually the Chancellor's theme if you want to get nitpicky. Get it? We're being judged. That's right, they even have a level 4 alert. Unlike Dr. Light, though, they don't have a level 10. Now, I admit this music choice is a little questionable for this area. I guarantee you the second battle theme, you know, the one that was cut from the original game, would have worked a lot better here. Maximum alert. Maximum alert. It's time to fight the Iron Maiden. Yes, clearly this facility is one being... Oh my god, guys, we're in the Starforge. We're in the Starforge. Malik is like, who are these people? Oh, excuse me.
Who are these people? Send some droids to defeat them immediately.
And one of of Malik's inferiors walks up and is like, Lord Malik, I have news about the report of the unknown invaders who have attacked your droids.
Yes, tell me about how the droids have defeated them and left them weeping for their mothers.
Yes, Lord Malik. I hate to tell it to you, but the last droid was just defeated as we speak. The computer was incapable of dealing with the possibility of the intruders not being destroyed by the droids. So I like this, by the way. Marl is the one who has to hack the computer if she's here. But she does it! Marl is the best hacker ever. Yay. We're free! Meanwhile, Isla's like, stop looking at me like that. What? What? I thought, okay. I screwed up. I like the idea that this particular future is so user-friendly that Marl walked up and there was like a button just labeled would you like to hack? Yes, no. Hit yes to advance. And she's like, oh, okay, yeah. Hello, Mighty Ninja Nerd. Shoutouts. Hey, Keon. You know, that's true, Javin. I didn't even think about that. Marl really is the one who got the Lavos playback to play back in the beginning of the game. And we're stuck again. No, we're not. I'm kidding. Oh, gosh darn it. Okay. Hang on. Actually, I'm reminded of an Eddie Izzard sketch. Deep, 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 hacking into the Pentagon computer. Deep, 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 type, 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 type. Okay. Double click on yes. Oh, password protected. 20 billion possible chances. Okay. Jeff. Hey. How'd you know? Well, it turns out I knew there'd be a back door. They always talk about that in movies, the back doors. I'm going to save state just because I don't feel like redoing this section again because of my screw-ups. Ugh. I know Eddie Izzard by heart, Little Billy, as I'm proving right now. Oh yeah, this section. I remember this section. So yeah, they've actually added environmental damage to this section, which is actually a thing in Chrono Trigger proper. It exists in Ozzy's Fort, among other things. Cake or death? I'll have cake then, I suppose. I like how this party just completely obliterates things really, really quickly. But of course we have Robo and Isla in the party, so that's not what I'd call a surprise. Ow, 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 I like being electrocuted. Yeah. It's okay, guys. I got some Mega Elixirs. Whew, okay, we're good. Okay, ready... Go! Oh god, they've gone to plaid! Okay, I'll admit I'm just referencing things randomly now. Yeah, exactly, Reach. That's exactly right. I'm reminded of something you can do in Metal Gear Solid 5, where you can basically fly around on your hand, and it's stealth, so they can't see it. So you could just have this rocket fist going right up to someone, punch them in the face, and they're like, ugh! Yeah, give me those crits. Sweet, sweet crits. Cake or death? I'll have cake then, I suppose. Very well! You will have cake. Ah, another unique area. Actually, this is based off of the inside of Lavos' shell. Which is... it's a thing. A horrifying, horrifying thing. Yeah, let's... oh, right, no, that's the go back thing. No, Luca. Luca? And we just lost Luca from the party. Now, remember how I mentioned there are plenty of theories about what exactly the dimensional vortex is? In the Chrono Cross is canon theory, these are reflections of Luca, who are